Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish.
This week is Belief Week, because what happens to us when we change out old beliefs for new beliefs? Have you noticed that your life completely changes? Have you? I have. It has for me. When I've changed that, made decisions that support instead of tear me down, stop believing the old stuff, I've noticed that everything changes. And of course, you know what was in my mind when I was thinking about this? Who knows the song that I'm thinking about? Don't Stop Believing. Remember that one? Who sang it? Extra bonus points, whoever puts the group down and sing it. I dare you to get it out of your head right now. Don't Stop Believing. Let's see who gets there. Patsy's going to watch all over again. Patsy, I expect it. Anyway, so today it's Belief Week. Belief Week is we're going to be taking it all the way. Nobody has got nobody figured it out. There it is, Patsy, you win. I was expecting you to win. Rachel got it too. Good job. Debbie, all my Journey fans, right? They're so good. They give me goosebumps. And by the way, the lead singer from Journey, who I cannot remember, he put a new album out a couple of years ago. It's fabulous for those of you. Trisha's singing it on the top of her lungs right now. So if you live down the street from Trisha, you can just say, "Hey, Trisha, I hear you." Yeah, that puppy's coming. You got it. But you know what success is? To me, success is deliberate. It's intentional. It's making something happen. It just doesn't happen. Have you noticed that? You can't just shoot from the hip and expect any kind of results. I mean, honestly, I can't even think of anything that's going to give you phenomenal results from just shooting at the hip, just kind of, let's just see what happens here. No, that's not the way it works. You know what works? What works is being very intentional about something, was making a decision that this isn't working anymore and I need to fix this and change it up. And that's why when I say success is deliberate, it's all based on belief. You don't put something out there that says, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, and have it be based on non-belief, do we? Nobody does. Not a single solitary person does that. Steve Perry. Betsy gets extra points. Steve Perry, extra points. Yeah, he disappeared for a while. I know, sidebar, guys. He disappeared for a while and then popped back up onto the radar. And I'm telling you, he's still got his music. It is on point. 2018, I think, was when that came out, 2019. But you have to check it out. It's really, really, really good. So that's why the only limits you have are the ones that you believe. That's what Wayne Dyer said. The only limits you have are the ones you believe. When we subscribe to our own beliefs, those are the things that are going to come up. There's going to be evidence to support that in our lives. We know about that. But if we take it a step further, we also have to look at the fact that in order for our beliefs to continually be self-supporting, they have to be fed. So how do we do that? You know how that happens, right? We keep thinking the same thoughts. That supports those beliefs, even if they're false, even if they no longer serve. The thought process and continually thinking the same thing is going to continually perpetuate even false beliefs. This is important because you can't, unless you get into the weeds and make a decision that you're going to change out your beliefs, then you're not going to get them done. You're going to have old beliefs coming up and you are going to continually support them. That's a negative loop right there, isn't it? So here's the thing that we need to do. We need to remember that beliefs need reinforcement. So if we are trying to take an old belief and change it up, then we need to put a new belief in its place. And I'm going to go through all of that in just a second. But the reminders of this, like I said, the continual thought process is just basically putting a belief on repeat. The more you repeat it, the more you believe it. Even if it's fake, even if you're saying that, green is purple, this is purple, this is purple. You keep saying it enough times, you're going to believe it. So there's evidence, also to support the beliefs. And believe me, when we are so hell-bent, if you will, and have emotions behind it and putting all our eggs in that belief basket, even if it is false, we will find evidence to somehow support that belief. We will. The scientists call it bias confirmation, but it's also what your reticular activating system does. Somehow or another, you're going to find people who are going to support that. Somehow or another, you're going to find things that support even that false belief. You're going to find people, like there's flat earthers out there. There are people out there who actually believe that the earth is flat. And they have all kinds of supportive evidence. Where do you think that came from? They're looking for it, right? They're trying to find it. That's what they're looking for. And when they go looking for their evidence, their reticular activating system says, no, not the round stuff. No. Get rid of that. Flat earth. There you go. And we're done. You see? We do that with our own beliefs, false or true. Whatever it is that we choose to believe is the thing that we're going to find the evidence to support. So I know that you've heard me say this before. This is not earth-shattering, brand new news. But this is all about getting to the place of allowing for the fact that maybe the beliefs that you currently have are out of date, no longer serve, need to go. Have you questioned your beliefs, for example? So we've got to be allowing for better beliefs if the old ones aren't serving us anymore. But we can't do that unless we're allowing for it. So how do we do this? And I'm going to say this because this is something that I've heard, I've been a nutritionist since the 90s. So I have heard everything when it comes to weight loss resistance, right? I have had clients tell me over and over again, I just can't lose weight. Now, what is that? Is that a fact or is that a belief? Well, the thing is, it is a belief. And when we have this belief, we look for the evidence to start to support all of that. Why can't you lose weight? Well, what's going on? What are the hormones? What are the, so I start asking questions, and that's where it all gets into the place. So I have 10 things for you on how to flip your beliefs. And we're going to go from the premise of, let's use an example of, I just can't lose weight, because I think this is a good one, because how many times have we all said that, right? I've told you this before. I used to say, I can't lose weight. I can just gain weight simply by walking by a bakery and smelling it. Ha, 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 funny. But also true. It happened because I set myself up for that. I also had an impossible thing of losing weight. I also believed, because I had Hashimoto's, I was never going to lose weight. I had all the evidence to support that. I had a doctor telling me this. I had literature that I read telling me this. So I decided to start looking for something that didn't say that, because I didn't want to believe that anymore. Because I knew something had to be different. I knew that there was another path. I knew that I wasn't the only woman in this world with Hashimoto's who felt like crap, who could change it all up and overcome. And, my story, that's precisely what I did. And I got a little bit here and a little bit there, but I became all about that mission. I changed my belief first. Yes, I can lose weight. It might not look like you do it. It might not look like how everybody else does it, but yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's just the right formula, just right for me. That's what's going to do it. That's what I did. So we're going to use this. We're going to go through 10 things of what you can do that are going to line things up so you can start flipping old beliefs that no longer serve you. How about that? A new belief system, a new empowering set of beliefs that are going to help you get to the next level of what you want to do in your life, that are going to help you to live a vibrant life. It comes and starts all with those beliefs. So you can do this. Let's go through it. So let's using this I can't lose weight thing. So the first thing you need to do, number one, is question that belief. Is it valid? Is it true? Is it accurate? Or is it something that's just random, that's been something that you've carried around for years? Have you noticed that? We do this. We carry things around for years and think that they're just fact when we find out not at all. I found out, I remember probably it's been a year or two where somebody had corrected me. It was somewhere along the way. Another nutritionist had said, no, you're wrong about this hydration thing. Coffee and tea do count. And I thought, you are crazy. Haven't you read the blah, 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 blah? And this is what I was thinking in my head. But then, in order for me to change my mind, I need new evidence. I need new information, don't I? So I went over into PubMed. I Googled, they have a little search engine there. I searched on it and I found all the newest research to support the fact that your hydration equation includes any liquid. Any liquid. That old saw of drinking 1 cup of coffee and having to drink 2 glasses of water would leave you waterlogged and unhappy, right? Especially when you do the equation and you have anything to any kind of stuff that you need to drop. So this made all the difference in the world. I just questioned what this woman was saying, and I went and did my own research and came back with, wow, accurate. So I will plug that into the equation. And I told you, you guys know about it. Of course, I updated my belief system because it was based on new information. Number 2, where did that belief come from? I think this is one of the most important things. You know why? Because sometimes our beliefs are based on some random thing that we read. Where did we read it? Probably sitting in a doctor's office, excuse me, thumbing through an old magazine. But then we went, aha, yeah, that makes sense. And so we believe it. Here's the thing, and this is something that you can take to the bank. If you don't know where it came from, chances are it might not even be accurate. That's when you got to, stop, drop, and roll like you're on fire and say, hold on, 2 minutes here. Question it. Go back to number 1, question it, and then consider that maybe it isn't true. Question it. Find out if it isn't true or not. And again, we're using this, I can't lose weight. Well, if somebody said you can't because a doctor told you or something like that, stop it. There are other people out there that are going to tell you something completely different. That's the thing that you should be looking for. That's the thing that you need to be looking for. I love Trisha's really basically a testimonial of what they did with her daughter's GI doctor. Now, I know somebody right now whose daughter has Crohn's and is just flamed up. She's gained about 40 pounds and she doesn't even, she's lost her vitality and she's on all these medications and treatments and things like that. Never once said anything about diet. It makes me sad. And of course, you can't jump in there and say, hey, let me tell you how to fix your daughter. Yeah, me with my medical D, no, I don't have it. So number 3 is you got to remove it, right? Remove it. I choose not to believe this. So you have a little bit of an epiphany on this belief. I choose not to believe this. And I have the supporting evidence here. I just read, I just Googled, I just got out of PubMed. This is patently not true. Used to be maybe a few years ago, but new research has come along and changed all of it. I am now going to take that out. And then number 4 is you got to create a new one, right? Okay, so if you don't believe this, then replace it with this, the new and empowering belief. Because here's the thing, nature abhors a vacuum. You've heard that before. You want to replace it, not just erase it. Replace, not erase, because we need something new to hang on to. So what is our belief? We can't just say, now I just have no beliefs and I'm just sitting there, a sponge waiting to be absorbed up. No, we need to replace it with something else. Go get your facts. Go to PubMed. Go someplace where it's reliable. Don't get it off of some raggy magazine or, some nonsense that you've read on Facebook. Make sure that it lines up with the research. Make sure that there's evidence to support what it is that you believe. Right on, Trisha. We are not trees. We are not trees. We can drop and fire our doctors at any time, by the way. You don't have to be stuck with a doctor who doesn't support you. All right, that's another subject, and I could go flying off the handle on that one, because I've fired many of a doctor. I fired 2 doctors, by the way, who both told me that because of this Hashimoto's that I had and where I was and what my numbers were, I would never get well. I would never lose the weight. And I did one of these, like, get behind me, Satan, see ya, bye. I don't want to believe. I want to believe the things that are going to support a vibrant life. That's what I want to believe. I will find them. That's my confirmation bias. I will find them. I will plug them in. I will get rid of the nonsense that doesn't support my life. Because you know what bad belief systems are? Absolute total crap and nonsense. Because they will not give you vibrancy. They will not get you anything that you want. They will take you back. They will hold you down, and you can say goodbye to vibrancy. You've got to get rid of these beliefs that don't serve anymore. It just has no business being in your life. We have the opportunity to do that. We have to do it. We have to do it. We make it our business to be all about that. When we've made a decision that we are no longer going to allow beliefs that no longer serve us to take us down, because that's what happens. That's what happens when you go to a doctor who doesn't support you. That's what happens when you read something and says, that's too bad, bye-bye. That's it. That's it. Now, Patsy fired her doctor too. Yeah, that's what empowered women do, by the way. When you're empowered, you understand that you get to make the decisions in your health, and you get to have doctors who are going to support you on this decision to live your very best life, the most vibrant life you can lead, with the healthiest decision-making along the way. And a doctor who doesn't want to do that doesn't want to be on your team. Okay, bye-bye. See you later. I will find a new doc. So number 5 is to make it mindful. Here's where you really get into the weeds. And, this week you're going to get a free food journal. Can I just make a suggestion? Use it. If you get the supplement of the week, you're going to get a food journal for free. When you track it, when it's in writing, when you see it, when it's looking back at you, it's like what we do with our quote deck, right? We're creating things that are going to help and support the things that we want to believe. Then everything starts to shift. So if we make it mindful, we're writing it, we're tracking it, we're evaluating it. All of these steps are part of the changing out of bad beliefs for new. And it makes all the difference in the world because you're mindful about it. You're no longer just sitting there and allowing life to happen to you. You're making life happen for you. It changes everything, and it's everything you need to do. And number 6 is shampoo, rinse, and repeat. Repeat steps 1 through 5 until it becomes second nature. We all have something that we need to dump out of our thinking processes. We all have beliefs that no longer serve. All of us do. And they kind of rear their ugly heads from time to time so that we get to see what they are. Well, let's just get rid of them one at a time. Let's go. Get rid of it. Number 7, visualize it. One of my favorite things to do is to create the vibrant vision boards. Now, we've done this a number of times. I've shared with you my vibrant vision board, and my vibrant vision board helped to create my business back to the place that I wanted it to be and the house that I wanted to live in on the lake with a dock and a boat. It was on my vision board. And it was vibrant to me, and I'd look at it and I'd meditate on it, and I'd pray about it. I'd journal about it. I'd feel what it felt like. That was my new belief system. My new belief system was it's possible. My new belief system was, that's not for everybody else, but it's also for me. That my belief system is what helped with all of that. But I had a little visual. I had a little reminder in front of me every single day, right opposite of my desk. Visualizing something, I'm going to tell you what, it's everything. When you visualize it, you can feel it. You can see it. You can kind of taste it. Now, if you visualize it and say, it's never going to happen, blah, 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 blah. Well, of course, you're going to make, it's all about your beliefs. If you believe that to be true, then that's going to be the end game. But if you believe that this is a possibility for your life, then everything starts to land. Everything starts to land. I've got a picture of, I can't remember, she's one of the workout chicks from the 80s, and she still looks fabulous, and she's a year older than me. I put her on my board. You know why? At that age, looking that vibrant, yes, I'm close, not there yet, but I'm close, and I'm working on that level of fitness, getting there. And that is a vibrant vision. Number 8 is you declare it with your affirmations, because as we think about it, as we change things out, as we write about it, as we visualize about it, we need to speak it. Speak the truth in love. This is how you love yourself, by the way. I am worth the time. I am worth the effort. I am worthy of all these things. Because you are. You're here on purpose, for purpose, right? Get it? You can't do the purpose stuff without the vibrancy stuff, because vibrancy lives in purposeful people. Without your purpose, and if you're worried about your purpose, don't worry about your purpose. It will show up if you're living in vibrancy, because the two go hand in hand. And this is how we do it. So you do it with I am affirmations. Write those things down in your journal. And then number 8, that was number 8. Number 9 is communicate to the community. Let your community know what you're about, who you're about. Surprise them. Show them what you're doing. Surprise somebody with some loving comment to support them and to make their whole day. And make it be about this vibrancy coming out in every single way that you can think possible. Because it does. It's a step further, too, when you get a body clutter buddy and you're just that much more accountable. Because accountability to this level of vibrancy brings everything full center, doesn't it? It brings us right back to where we want to live. And that's my whole point. You want to live in the place of vibrancy. Your belief system has to match up. If it doesn't, you can't do it. It's that simple. Number 10 is correct your environment. If you've got an environment full of Oreos, Doritos, and clutter everywhere, and a workout bike sitting there with clothes all over it, that's not going to support you. That's not going to help you. That's not going to give you the visual peace you need. That's not going to give you the food that you need. It's not going to give you anything that you need. It's going to take you down. It's going to take you down. So when this happens, all you need to do is to take a minute and to correct your environment. Get rid of the food that no longer supports. Get rid of if you have people in your life that don't support you, then you don't, you can't divorce your sister or something like that, but you can also make your communication just a whole lot less and a whole lot not. Just say, I'm just not going to talk about that anymore. You get to call the shots. You are not a tree. Yeah, you are not a tree. So this is what you need to be doing on a daily basis. Number 10 is correct your environment. It influences everything. It puts your congruency on critical mass, because you need to be congruent. What you're thinking about, you're bringing about. What you're believing in is the thing that you're going to get the evidence to support with. So keep it up. Those are the things that we need to do. These are the ways that we need to move the needle in our life. We move the needle in our lives when we start to believe things that make sense. Deal? You ready to do this? I sure hope so. I'm with you. I see you. I support you. And listen, everything that you want is within reach. Everything. Absolutely everything. And remember that. But it starts with your belief system. So don't stop believing. Start believing in yourself. Start believing in the things that you want. And start ditching all the stuff that no longer supports. Deal? I like that. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace be with you.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.